Peace, peace. Happy now. Now's a vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now, just want to run it a little bit. It's kind of like a little vibe on Mardi Gras. Not necessarily about to give you like the straight from day one, like Mardi Gras started from this and that. But I'm gonna run a few little facts about it. Well, for one, it's tied into Christianity and the essence of Mardi Gras. And a lot of we can say religions or spiritualities that have like that vibe of well, some this vibe of like letting loose before it's time to really tighten up on what we got to do as far as like spiritually in essence. But which from the Catholic Church situation, the Roman Catholic Church and Christianity, again, these are aspects which are allegory for basically, for the most part, astrology and other aspects of the universe. But Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? Gras meaning big or fat. Mardi is Tuesday, and Mardi, again, I made a video about that. Like the French and the Spanish names for the days of the week also point to what planets they deal with. Because Mardi is Tuesday, and Tuesday deals with Mars, Mardi Gras. And then after Mardi Gras, so basically Mardi Gras is a celebration before quote unquote Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday, when you go to church and you let the little priest put the little ashes on your forehead, in essence, matter of fact, where your third eye, put that soot, or the ashes there, soot, also connected to Set, and the aspect of carbon or the black dot, Krishna, Osiris, getting your little ashes. And again, as a matter of fact, as I'm elaborating on this, again, this ain't no book, I'm just running it, to just get that extra, high self said, get that disclaimer again, just to make sure, nobody, I guess it's me breaking down different little correspondence and aspects of it. But, just honestly, though, me making the video also just a reminder, for sure, as much as we celebrating all these different things, just be aware of the lostness that it's that it's trying to bring us into, as far as like, for one, celebrating holidays and situations without truly looking at the true spiritual aspect of it. Like right now it's kind of like New Year's in essence, like coming around and leaving out of Pisces energy, going into the Aries energy, new beginnings, the spring, springing into action, the new year, New Year doesn't come in the wintertime. And I done spoke on this enough, so I'm not going to go too deep in it. But again, the Gregorian calendar, got January is the first one. But really, like September is 7, Sept stands for 7, October is 8, and then November 9, December 10. So you see how the names of those months coincide, or should I say doesn't coincide with the way the calendar has them, Matter of fact, you go with that, January would be the 11th month, and then February the 12th month, and then March would be like, that first month marching on in, but just the aspect, again, not getting lost in the sauce, and to each his own on our growth, and what we dealing with and how we dealing with it. But we do have to be aware that, before we could complain about anything of any conditions around us or in our neighborhoods or in our household or in our being or whatever the case may be, we can't be getting lost in the sauce of these external events like, certain sporting events and, certain like the parade aspect. As a matter of fact, with Mardi Gras, even down to being something that in essence wasn't really a part of indigenous culture, and even mocking it, because the chicken run, like if you're familiar with Mardi Gras, they got the chicken run where they release a rooster and everybody chase after it. In most cases, they have like little pointed hats on, resembling like a KKK member hat. But and it used to be an actual like black person, like quote unquote, for whatever it's worth, like a slave or a black person in slavery that was in America, at the time, but the chicken run, was really like the quote unquote nigger run, like, like chasing a nigga like a chicken. And then they just switched it up, like it got to the point where, hey, we shouldn't chase this nigger, so we gotta switch it up. We gotta use a chicken now. Still kind of, well, not kind of, still connected to the same thing, but now we're gonna use a chicken. And as I'm saying this, again, it's a balance for me dealing with speaking on certain things when I'm compelled to speak on it, because this is a very, all that racism, this and that, but it is relevant within our 3D realm, within our physical realm, or within our 5D realm, you know what I'm saying? Because even though we're moving into a higher dimension, it comes through the knowledge of, of what has went on and what's going on, you know what I'm saying? And also seeing into the future, but, like, just certain 3D aspects, again, quote unquote, that, and again, like I always say, take what resonate, leave what don't, you know what I'm saying? Some videos is for some people to skip, like some people already know of Mardi Gras. Some Louisiana people like, I know about this. Some people from Louisiana want to see my perspective on it, or some people from out of state, like whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? But, again, just sharing. But, again, realizing, and it comes around to the resurrection, of, a resurrection of the Christ energy, but more so also connected to the sun. Because the sun, basically in March, moving into April, is moving into a place where it's going to have more daylight, like more sunlight than nighttime. Matter of fact, and around this time, I think in the next week or two, we changing the little time, or whatever the case may be. But it's the actual sun, Again, in December, right before the 25th, you got the 3 darkest days, where it's the days with the least sunlight. The sun is out the least. And that's why it gets dark, quote unquote, dark early. Like it's only like, it seemed like it's getting dark down there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Because again, there's less sunlight. And then when you come around to the the spring and the summertime, we're able to, like as a little kid growing up, we was able to play outside. That little time, the season, man, we could play outside longer, for a lot of us, in this hemisphere. Because also different hemispheres experience, different aspects as far as like different equinoxes at different times, because I think when we're going into the spring equinox where we're at, or the spring solstice, I forgot if it's equinox or solstice, so let me fall back on the technicality of that name. But anyway, it's going into a fall energy somewhere in the southern hemisphere, like, like I want to say maybe like the Australia vibe, something like that. Y'all, excuse me. Matter of fact, this weather is ridiculous. Like it's extremely cold out here in Louisiana right now in March. But again, with the Mardi Gras vibes, again. Oh, and coming into Easter, which is connected to Ishtar or Inanna. In Babylonia, or Summer, or where you get Sumerian tablets. And in Babylonia, or Summer, she was Ishtar or Inanna again. And that's the fertility god, also connected to Razuli Freda Freya and Frigg. I did a video on that because Frigg and Freya, that also connected to the name Friday, and it's no coincidence that Good Friday comes before Ishtar Sunday or Easter Sunday, when the sun is resurrected again. You know what I'm saying? So you see all these different, connections, but again, it points back to, for the most part, to astrology and just how, the movement of everything in the cosmos, just keep, like, because even Bible verses pointed to, spoke on like the Pleiadians and, look to the sun and moon and the stars to, which I made a video on that, but, again, this is what it's really about. So back full circle with it, we should be really knowing what's going on, like with these holidays, you know what I'm saying? Like these days that they try to turn to a holy day, in which holy somewhat stems from the word Helios, but, which stands for sun. But, just realizing that these holidays are created in such a manner to get you to give your energy to things that don't serve your soul in that moment. Well, the cosmos in that moment is looking to serve your soul, but because you don't know what's going on and you're ignorant too. And when we say ignorant, just mean you don't, well, in essence, not necessarily that you may deliberately have ignored the information, but you're ignorant to that information. But where was I? Just realizing, like we should be really knowing what's going on when these holidays come around and really know the origins of them, and again, because the more we know better, the more we could do better, you know what I'm saying? And we can't, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and just right now, we're just being held accountable more and more, It's like, at this point, you don't make no fucking sense talking about some shit about, and again, teach his own. We all on our different growths, but just speaking on the level of like, when we go on certain, rants about certain conditions in our body, in our mind, body, and soul, and extending to our communities and our families, we talk about, but we're not doing what's best for the situation, we're not reading, we're not researching, we'd be quick to Google a fight, World Star or something like that, but won't Google information about Dr. Sebi, who actually cured or helped to cure and present the cure for AIDS, cancer, and other things like herpes, etc. And won a Supreme Court case. You know what I'm saying? Like, after again, people Mardi Gras out here and about to be crying at a hospital behind, oh, so and so about to die, or they sick of this and that. But and again, not even knowing that we souls on the human experience, that we gonna transition out of these bodysuits, like when I hop out of vehicle and stop driving, it is gonna turn into rust and and turn back to being one with the elements of this physical reality, this earthly plane, quote unquote, But again, just being aware and realizing that we just have to be more and more accountable, for our conscious awareness. Different strokes for different folks on how we grow and how we deal with things. Because again, I'm out here. I went to the little parade for a little second, Again, because a part of our being is, enjoying ourselves in some way, form, or fashion, And even if, enjoying ourselves may be celebrating some type of, in some way, form, or fashion, some type of indoctrinated holiday, but sometimes it's just the energy that counts. Like just like with people getting overwhelmed by Saints football in Louisiana, it's like, as much as they're getting lost in the sauce and not paying attention to what's really going on, that joy that they get from dealing with that is very genuine, and that does raise your vibration, regardless if that the star tetrahedron is around your body or not. You know what I'm saying? Joy is joy. A high vibrational feeling is a high vibrational feeling, regardless if you read the Kabbalion, yet. So, and again, you seeing how ignorant, how source, moves, and again, like on a very intuitive level, where even in ignorance, the essence of source is still present. Matter of fact, because I think about the analogy and the symbology of me riding with my brother, out here, which is kind of like ride with my dad in that sense. My older brother through my dad. He looked like him, but with him, having the music with the bass, and I made a video on my Instagram. But the bass, is also like the BASS bass, but also BASE, the bass, like the bass chakra. And I always make the analogy, to like a Barry White voice, like, hey baby, like that voice, like, kind of rub the women some kind of way, because it's a and not, again, it's no good about like lower vibration. It's just a lower vibration in the color violet and a crown chakra. But the root, the bass, and just seeing me traveling here, and then again the 808, the bass and the heartbeat, what I'm saying, and the vibrations and just the whole connection. But again, it being connected with the base chakra, or the root chakra, in our roots, in essence, and our connections, and and me being with my brother, it's just like, again, we are consciousness or conscious energy on a human experience, that the no thing that turned into something in order to experience itself, and gain knowledge through that experience. But literally, like our life tells the same stories, like how we got the little stories of Orion and Ophiuchus, and how this constellation is named this due to this energy. The little small details in our lives tell the same little stories. Again, like with me just coming this way, to the bus station, being delivered to the bus station with my brother, and the base, the root, like it's just all interconnected. But it's just time for us to stop being lost in the sauce, being more accountable, yeah, that's basically it, Matter of fact, my hands getting cold anyway too. But peace. Happy now. Now's a vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past.